Oh God, here we go. Another one of these things. Here we go. Okay, I'm posting this up here. I'm posting today's topic. I always get nervous starting the live stream because I'm just like, it's live, it's live. When it's just an IG story, I can just redo it as many times as I want and I don't have to be embarrassed if I make a mistake. But this is live and I got stains on my poncho. What's up? Give me some hearts, give me some likes, give me some love. Tell me where you're from, tell me where you're tuning in from. I always love to know where people are tuning in from. It makes me feel very international. All right. I believe the lo-fi is adjusted to the correct temperature. This coffee is actually tea because I've already had my first cup and I don't want to be bouncing off the walls today. What's up? Come in and say, hey, what's up in Houston? What up? What's up in New York? How you doing, Jay? Luis in the house. Give me some hearts if it's your first time watching a Zadvice and coffee. And if it is, welcome. I'm going to get some schooling going in just a minute. What's up in Houston? What's up in Florida? I'm from the 813. What's going on? Prick nice. I don't know about that name. Does the name check out? Quiet Boy 44 joined. Hello. And Quiet Boy said hello. Well, very nice of you to step outside your comfort zone. What's going on? Let's fill the room up a little bit. So, if you're watching this on YouTube or Instagram TV or Facebook where I repost these videos, this is Zadvice and Coffee. It is my daily session or my almost daily session with you, giving you advice, strategies, and tips on how to live a better life and also grow a business that you love and you care about based on all my stories and all my experiences and the things I've learned along the way. A lot of you guys watching have been watching me and following my work for years. Originally on the Rich 20-something blog, more recently on Alpha Mentorship, and you guys have been following me on Instagram for a while, so I appreciate that. All these videos are on Instagram Live. I do these on Instagram Live, and then I post these to the interwebs. So, today is an important topic, and I was looking through the topics that I posted recently from the replays of these videos, and the one that's gotten the most attention so far and the most traction so far is the difference between a 100K business and a $1 million business. So obviously people like to hear about numbers. That's an important piece of, the business journey. Everyone wants to hear about numbers. And so I decided to make another one today on a similar topic. And this one is pretty relevant because many of the people that I work with and many of the people who come across my work are service providers of some sort. And that's because, I think that building a business based around a service is one of the easiest and quickest ways to get started, simply because it's low barrier to entry and oftentimes low overhead. And you can do it with just a skill, that you pick up yourself. And in fact, in my first book, Rich 20-something, it's all about taking a skill that you already have and turning it into a business. So this is kind of where I cut my teeth. It's something that I know a lot about. And I thought today, I would take the opportunity to share with you some really good insights on how you can build a business based on a skill that you have that makes at least $10,000 per month. Now, I just want to go out and say this first up. A lot of coaches and consultants online, or I should say coaching in general, is becoming very popular. Business coaching, business consulting is popular. And just always make sure that who you're listening to has done the thing that you want to do. So if you have someone talking about making a $10,000 a month business and they haven't done it themselves, then you probably shouldn't listen to them. I was talking to someone yesterday on a call and they were building a program on how to make 10K a month as a coach. And I said to them, have you done this yet? And they're like, well, no, but I have really good information. I said, well, maybe you should do it yourself first. So this is just a great primer in how to do just that. And if you're curious to know more about my journey rather than bore you on this live stream, you can pick up my book. And hey, if you want to read it in Chinese, I think this is in Mandarin, you can do that as well. Anyway, so give me some love in the comments if you are interested in hearing about making this business work for you, and we'll get right to it. So, before these live streams, I always come on slightly prepared, not overly prepared, but slightly prepared. And I have my notes for today. And basically I've outlined 3 steps. Things are easy in 3s. So, first of all, when you are developing this business idea for yourself, okay, you have to make sure that it is a clear and validated offer, okay? So how do you make sure that this is a clear and a validated offer? Well, first of all, you have to understand a concept called ammo. Now, I've talked about this in past Zadvices, and AMO is an acronym. It's an acronym for Avatar, Marketing Message, Offer, okay? So if you want to learn more about this, check out my previous Zadvice. I don't remember which episode it was, but you have to understand those three components to make sure that your offer is validated. Your avatar is who you want to work with and who your ideal target customer is. Your marketing message is what you want to say to them, right? And where you're going to be speaking to them, where they're located, how you're going to find them. And your offer is what you're actually selling, okay? So who are they? What are you saying? What are you selling? If you understand those three elements, you can begin to validate your offer. Sarah, someone wants to know why I dress like this. They want to know why I dress like this. I don't know. Why do you dress like you dress? Your avatar doesn't show much. Is that Squidward? Their profile pic looks like Squidward. I don't know what I should say. How about this? Bet y'all didn't know about this. Yeah. How many of your ponchos have a hood on it? Okay. So this is the first element of building any type of service-based business, really any business at all. And you have to understand first avatar, marketing message, and offer. And so we have a guy in the comments right here who's really smart, and he says, ammo, blah, 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 all these are theoretical, and business theoretical is less practical. Need to be more. Oh, well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that you don't have a business that makes $10,000 a month, do you? I'd guess that. I want you to keep in the comments and keep giving me helpful advice. It all starts with the theory before it becomes practical. If you don't understand who the person is you're marketing to, if you don't understand what you're saying, if you don't understand what you're selling, it's not gonna work. So let me give you some practical business tidbits, okay? About 8 years ago, I built one of my first programs, okay? And it was called Busy Mom Skinny Jeans. So this is a program that is a workout program, a workout DVD designed for mothers who'd either just given birth or who had already had kids and were trying to get back into shape. So who's the avatar? It's a mother. It's not just a woman. It's not just anybody. It's a woman. And it's not just any woman. It's a mother. Okay? It's a mother who wants to get in shape, who isn't at their target weight, who wants to have more energy for their kids, who wants to get back to their pre-baby weight. Okay? So that's the avatar. Okay? The marketing message. What are we saying to them? How are we speaking to them? What do our ads look like? What's our angle? What's our positioning? You know, all this comes down to your copywriting, and it comes down to your sales pages, and it comes down to how you're pitching it. And then the offer. What's the offer? Are you selling a 6-week program? Are you selling a one-time DVD? Are you doing seminars? You know, thinking about all those things and having them lined up. Once you understand who it is you're marketing to, what you're saying, and what you're offering, that way you can go out into the market, you can start testing it. You can go find those people. You can see if they're actually going to buy your offer. You can test selling your offer to see where your holes are in your sales process, and you'll have that validated, okay? So I hope that you enjoyed that practical example. So that's the first element of having a business that makes at least $10,000 a month. You can probably scrape by and make less than that without having those things clearly defined, because you can kind of just like guess and hope and try and do some things that are out of alignment, and it will work to a certain extent. But if you really want to start clicking, you know, 10K per month is a 6-figure business. It's going to be hard to make a 6-figure business if you don't know who the people are that you're selling to, what you're saying, and what you're selling, okay? So that's step number 1. Figure out your ammo, okay? Get a clear and validated offer. So I hope that was specific enough for you. The second piece of this process for building a business that does at least 10K is you want to take your service and you want to figure out a way to deliver whatever it is that you're selling in a streamlined way. Now, this is going to set you up. This is going to set you up for not only $10,000 per month, but more if that's what you want. And you're setting yourself up in a way where you should productize your offer. So that's the next step, productizing your offer. A lot of times when we start working as freelancers or as service providers, coaches, consultants, people who are providing their time for money, the initial way that we start selling ourselves is basically based on our time. You know, so for instance, let's say you go to a counselor, like a therapist. They're selling you their time. They're saying, I'm gonna work with you for 50 minutes or an hour and you pay me X amount of dollars. And that's how they're exchanging their service, and that's what they're charging on. They're charging on time. When we think about typical jobs that aren't salaried, we're thinking on a time for money basis. And this works up to a point, but after a while it stops working. And let me tell you why. As I sip this tea, this is not coffee, this is cinnamon tea. So the reason why this breaks down, this idea of time for money breaks down after a while, is because time is a finite resource. You only have so much time. And it also is harder to sell your time because people don't really have a good idea of what they're getting if you're just selling hours. You know, when you work, let's say with an attorney, for instance, attorneys are notorious for billing very high rates for their time. But if you've ever worked with an attorney and they're billing you $400 an hour, $500 an hour, they don't really give you any deliverables. They just say, I'm gonna work with you for this time, and hopefully this will be enough hours to get the work done. But if it's not, then I'll have to charge you more for more hours. And so you can be very unsure of what you're getting because you're being billed for the hours. You're not really being billed for a result or product. But you have to understand, as a service provider, even if you're providing a service, you want to present your client or your customer with a product at the end of working with you. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're a web designer, okay, and you design WordPress websites. Well, you could bill people on a per project basis or a per hour basis, and that's one way to complete a transaction with them. And you might be able to charge a decent amount for that. You know, maybe you do your calculations, and for a website, you know, it's going to take you, 20 hours, and your rate is $50 an hour, and so you know that that's going to be, what would that be, $10,000? I think that's correct. 10 times 50 is 500. No, that's $1,000. That can't be good. Let me see my calculator. It just goes to show you that sometimes using your tools is the best resource of your time. 50 times 20. Oh, that's horrible. It's $1,000. Well, let's say it's a $1,000 website, okay? So if you're billing $50 per hour for a website that will cost you 20 hours of your time, you're only making $1,000. And so you're selling your time there. Now let's step back. Let's think about positioning yourself as selling a product and not your time. If you're selling a website to somebody, what are you selling them? You're selling them a gateway for them to do online business with their customers, assuming that this is a business-to-business transaction. So you're actually giving them a business asset, right? So what you're building them is worth much more than just the 20 hours that you're putting in. It's worth all the business that they're going to generate as a result of you making that website for them. And so when you build them a product and you say, well, I'm not going to talk to you about hours, I'm going to talk to you about deliverables, and then you take them through a streamlined process of delivering that website. You say, well, first we're going to start off with a questionnaire that takes into account everything that you want to do on this website. And then we're going to mock up wireframes. And then we're going to maybe even help you build the content. And then we're going to go for a round of revision 1. And then round of revision 2 comes out. And then you say, and then there are 3 potential outcomes for this service. I can give you product A, which is just the website. I can give you product B, which is the website plus maybe a social media branding package, or I can give you website C, which is the website, the branding package, and some content creation. Now we're talking productized services. And so now this allows you to sell not your time, but the results. Imagine if you went to a store, you wouldn't be paying people for the hours that it took them to go and get the banana from Costa Rica. You're just paying them for the banana. But the banana is what you want because you want to eat the food. And there's a transaction there of a product. So sell your services as a product. Don't sell them as hourly. Don't even sell them as a project basis, right? Sell them as a product and have a few different options people can pick from. And here's why this is also important. Because when you sell things like a product, not like a service, not like an hour for time thing or an hour for money thing, you can start to standardize your products. And this is the key part here. Because when you then take clients, right, you can take them through the same process every single time to deliver a similar result, okay? And you're taking people through the same process every time, a step-by-step process. When you take your clients through the same process every time to, let's say, build a website, step A, step B, step C equals the product, you can take many more clients through that process, and you're no longer doing custom work. Custom work is the killer of time, because custom work means you need to do something different for every single client. When you do something different for every single client, it takes you away from your original intent. It takes you away from being able to quickly fulfill this, and it takes you away from being able to do your best work because it's not efficient. Jerry wants to know if I'll save this live. Yep, this will be on my Instagram TV later today. So you can check it out on Instagram TV, on YouTube, or on Facebook. It'll be all there. So, productizing your service allows you to have one process that you take all your clients through that all get the same results or similar results, that you can then begin to build automated pieces around, whether that means hiring people, building software, or just creating really tight processes so that you can start feeding clients into your business and not having to worry about doing something different every time. So I'm sure if you're a service provider, you've been through this, where it's like you're doing something different for every client. For one client, you're building a website. For another client, you're doing social media. For another client, you're doing maybe email marketing. For another client, you're doing maybe some Photoshop. You're doing all these different things. That's customized services. When you start to say, you know what, this company only sells 3 products, product A, product B, or product C. Everybody else outside of that doesn't fit into your lane. You wouldn't go to a grocery store and try to buy a television because they don't sell that product, right? Grocery stores sell a lot of products, so it's not even the best example. But you wouldn't go to necessarily Nike and try to buy a car because Nike is selling clothes and shoes, right? Now, there are some companies that sell a lot of products, and sometimes that actually kills the business. But what you want to do is you want to limit the number of things that you sell so that it closely focuses on who it is that you want to sell to and who your potential buyer is. And then once your products are very dialed in, you're only selling a few different types of products, then you can build processes around those products, right? So, Gokin says, or Goxin channel says, that's what I'm talking about. Love when you give examples of things you talk about. For me, theories make me bored, but with examples I understand well. Glad you enjoyed it. So these are good examples. You want to productize your services. Now, a good book for this is called Built to Sell. Who is it by? I'm blanking on the name right now. Built to Sell book. Built to Sell is by James Warrillow. Warrillow. James Warrillow. It's called Built to Sell. This is a book that you need, and it will teach you how to build a productized service. And I work with my clients on this. So whenever I do executive mentoring with my clients, it's called the Elite Mentorship Program. And many clients of mine are service providers, high-level freelancers, agency owners, consultants, coaches. They sell, essentially, what's a service. Now, the wrong way to do this, depending on what your goals are, the wrong way to do this could be selling custom work, right? And so oftentimes what we'll do, and what I've done over the past years, is we helped 40 different service providers productize their service. And through that process, we learned the simple and obvious ways to help you turn a time-based service into a product-based service. And so if you're interested in learning more about that, you can go to alphamentorship.com/elite. If you want to work with me one-on-one to do exactly what I'm talking about in this live, you can check me out there, learn more information about who I am and what I do, and apply on that page if it seems like a good option for you. So let's zoom out again, okay? Ways to making $10,000 a month with the service. 1, figure out who your avatar is, what you're saying to them, what you're offering. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is don't do custom work. Productize your services. Standardize a process and make sure that you can deliver that same process to every client you work with. And number 3, you have to figure out a way to consistently get leads to your offers. And this is going to be different for everybody. I'm not going to sit here and say that Facebook ads are the way to go, because for a lot of people, they're not. They're expensive. They're oftentimes a waste of money. They don't always work for people. And we've just been so trained to go with this method of selling that we don't consider that there are way other better places to do your marketing. So you have to have marketing channels that lead to sales channels. You need to know where people are and how to get to them. So it could be for you that your avenue is content. That's one way that I bring in clients, through content like this. So just like I said, if you want to work with me, you can go to alphamentorship.com/elite. And this is an example of using content marketing to get people in my sales cycle. But it's not the only way. You can be doing local meetups and networking. You can be doing cold calls or cold emailing. You can be doing you can be doing podcasts, YouTube, email marketing. You can be doing writing. You can write and self-publish books. You can do public speaking. You can do all number of ways to get people to the sales cycle, right? And so you have to have a way of consistently bringing people into your offers. It's no good having an offer that's validated and having a productized service, essentially, if you don't have ways to get people to your offer. So you have to figure that out for you. And I would encourage you to not do what everyone else does just because they say it's working. I would encourage you to try a bunch of different ways of finding people who are your target according to your AMO, avatar, marketing, message, and offer. Find people who are your target and figure out where they live and go talk to them. Now, it could be all online, but let me tell you, there is seriously overlooked capacity to find your ideal client in person, because everyone is online now trying to find their people. And in person is a great way to connect with people much more quickly. And the relationship you can build with an hour of talking to people in real life equates to probably several weeks or months of trying to communicate with them online. I don't know what the exact equation is, but talking to someone in person, meeting them face to face, builds trust a lot faster than having to bombard someone with content to get them to trust you. So if you can find where your people are, you can get them to connect much faster with your message. Blue Sky says yes to connecting in person, absolutely. And in addition to getting leads, finding people where they live, where they are, and again, I'm not going to tell you all the methods because I don't know all the methods. You got to figure this out for yourself. If you're a fitness instructor, well, actually, let me give you an example. One of my clients, Kayla, she's a photographer, and she's specifically a fitness photographer. So she photographs athletes. Now, what she did was she set up a free tour of her photography services at gyms in her area. She lives in New Jersey. And basically what she did was she went to that gym and said, hey, I'm gonna set up for an hour at your gym, and I'm gonna give all your athletes free photography sessions. So what she did was she worked out a deal with the gym where she'd come and do free photo sessions. The gym loved this because they want to give their athletes free stuff. So they don't care, they're happy to have her do it. What she gained from that was she got in there for an hour, she did free photos with them, and afterwards, when she sent them their photos, when she worked with these athletes to send them their photos, she said, hey, if you want to do another shoot, I'd love to do a shoot with you. And what do you know? She started booking clients because she was able to get FaceTime with them. She was able to build a relationship with them, even if it was just for 20 or 30 minutes, shooting them, one at a time. They were able to see the quality of her work first and foremost, which is really important. And they were already able to build that working relationship with her where they thought, hey, I've already worked with her once. I liked what I've gotten. I should do this again. And she was able to start filling up her calendar just by doing a tour. So imagine if you put together, if you were in Kayla's shoes, putting together a tour of 10 gyms, taking your camera, going to that gym, doing some free photo sessions. Now you have a customer list because you have people who you've already worked with. So you have a customer list of possibly dozens of people, and now you can go to them and market to them and say, hey, I'm doing a special. Hey, I'm doing a sale. Hey, I have 5 slots this week, and get people to start signing up with you. And that's just using your talents to go out there and to do the work that you're great at in a creative and interesting way where you can use someone else's platform, which is someone else's gym, and deliver work that you're good at. So that's just one example. That's one client that I work with through my mentorship program. And we talked through that idea on a call. She implemented it. It worked. So that's one example. You also have to have a way to once you get clients, get recurring people, recurring clients. So, figure out a way where your services can be valuable more than just one-off, right? You want to make sure that you're always taking your clients to the next mountaintop. So it's like, as you're building with them, it's not enough to get them to a point and say, all right, well, that was good, see you later. As the business person, as the owner, you want to always be thinking, what's the next step for this person? What's the next step for this client? What else are they going to need that they don't know yet? And then you want to give them that thing as they're going to need it. And so you're always constantly continuing to build the relationship and continuing to help them get to the next level in a genuine way, but a way that also allows you to retain them and to continue working with them, because that makes it easier for you to run your business. Since at the end of the day, it takes much more time, energy, and money to get a new client than it does to retain an old client. So that's something to remember. Okay. Someone said, isn't it still an hourly service? Yes. So with photographer, productizing that service would be like, let's say that you have 5 different looks that you do, and you do look A, B, C, D, E. You only do those looks, okay? So it's like, for instance, I have one client, his name is Mitch. He shoots cars. So he does cars for dealerships. He's in Australia, he's in Melbourne. And when he goes in to shoot the cars, he only does the same 10 or 20 shots every single time. So he's able to hire other photographers, and they know that they have a shot list, and they go boom, 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 boom. It's the same package every single time. The customers know what they're getting. So the customers aren't able to say to him, hey, could you do this one and this one and this one and this one and something different every time? They have a set shot list. They know what they're getting, and that shot list correlates to a package, and that package is the product. And by developing those shot lists and creating an SOP, which is a standard operating procedure, he can hire somebody to go in and do those shots, and he doesn't have to worry whether they're going to get it right because they have a set shot list. And that's the way he's able to, I got a connection interruption. That's the way he's able to productize a service that's hourly. So he's not charging for the hour, he's charging for the package, and the package consists of several distinct shots, okay? So that's how you productize an hourly service like that. Great question. So these are the 3 steps to building a business based off a service that makes at least 10K per month. Now, what your rates are is going to be what your rates are, depending on what it is you're selling. It could be, that your packages are $2,500 and you only need 4 a month. It could be that they're $50 or $500 and you need 20 a month. You have to figure out what your rates are, but these are the building blocks you would need to create a $10,000 per month business. A clear and validated offer, a way to deliver that in a productized manner, and a way to get new clients and retain old ones. That's it. If you have those 3 pillars, you can make 10, 20, 30K a month. At that point, it's just a matter of pricing and scale, right? So that's the foundational element of any service-based business: pricing, scale, and sustainability. A lot of people get burnt out running service-based businesses because they're thinking, if I just do more hours, I'll make more money. That's not the case. If, as a service provider or a coach or a consultant, you're concerned about how many hours you're working, or how many more projects you can sign, how many more clients you can sign, there's a breakdown somewhere. I'm losing my voice. There's a breakdown somewhere in your productization or your sales pipeline. Even if your avatar, marketing message, and offer are good, if you're having trouble getting enough hours or enough projects, something to be looked at would be, am I productizing this well enough? Is there a process that I can take people through that's smoother and easier to run? And am I doing a good job at bringing people to my pipeline and retaining the ones I already have? So that is how you want to think about this stuff. So again, this is all the stuff I talk about with my elite mentorship clients. This is high-level business strategy, and on our calls, when I work with people one-on-one, this is the type of stuff that we go over. Someone was saying earlier today, give me more concrete examples, and I gave a lot of concrete examples in here, but this is the type of stuff I work on with my clients. So if you want to learn more about that, you can DM me here on Instagram if you're watching this on Instagram Live or on a replay on IGTV. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, go over to Instagram at Daniel D. Piazza, and you can Instagram DM me there. Or if you want to read the full spiel, you can go to alphamentorship.com/elite. Learn more about working with me, and you can apply there. Someone says, Raul says, is it the same for massage therapists since it's a time-based service, or should I offer a package instead? It's easy to work a lot of hours to make more money. Look, at the end of the day, you have to decide what's right for you. But typically speaking, it might be better. So let's say like this. Let's look at a company like Soothe, okay? Soothe is a third-party app that allows you to book massage therapists. And you can book hourly there, but they encourage you to book packages, which is less of a one-time service and more of a multiple experience thing. So rather than you booking more hours, because there's only so many things you can do with like a massage. You can have Swedish massage, you can do, like a pressure point release massage, athletic stuff. Like there's only so many different types of massages you can do. But what you can do is you can focus on booking many sessions at once and getting people to pay up front. So like, let's say you go to someone who's a massage therapist client, who's a massage client of you, and you say, okay, you are in need of some serious work. You have some really tight muscles. You're working out a lot. There are some issues that are going to take more than just one session to resolve. I'm recommending that you book 4 sessions because you're going to need to have several sessions in order to relieve these issues, and it's not just going to happen in one. So with that 4-session package, you can charge your value-based price, where instead of getting $100 an hour, now you can charge $400 or $500 and get that money up front, because you don't want to have just $100 here and there. You want to have more money up front so you can run the business. The benefit of selling your service in a product-based way is that you can charge up front for what you're selling, and you don't have to worry about getting paid piecemeal. What's up, Monica? How you doing? When you're selling your services as a product, you can charge for the whole product. It's like when you sell a piece of steak at the grocery store, you don't charge for every single bite the person eats. You charge for the whole steak, and they cook it and they do with it what they want. So you want to sell packages. I mean, it's the same thing with when you sell, like, let's say a gift card, for instance. Now we know in the industry, in the gift card industry, that people who buy gift cards often don't redeem them, but they're still selling the gift cards at full price, right? So they're still selling a $100 gift card even if the person never comes in and redeems it. And I'm not encouraging customers to not redeem their gift cards. What I'm saying is you're paying the company up front first, they're getting the cash, and whatever you do with it is what you do with it. But the purpose of the business is to get the cash first so that you can continue to operate. Because if you can't operate, then you can't run the business. You don't want people paying you $50 here, $50 there. You want that money up front. And that's a way of productizing what you're doing. So even if you don't have like massage package, product A, B, and C, maybe it's only one massage, you can still charge for more sessions at once and get more value. You can give more value because people are going to get a strategic recommendation from you. So like, for instance, I work with a chiropractor, and for a while I was doing a $500 a month package where he was coming to my house 4 times a week, or four times a month, once every week. I think it was once every week. And so what he got from that was he got my $500, because normally if I go to him and it's just one-off, I'll only go twice a month. But if I pay him that $500, I'm gonna probably utilize that service more, but regardless of whether I utilize it or not, he's getting paid up front. So now if he gets a bunch of clients like me, he can have a guaranteed $500 coming in every month by productizing himself rather than hoping that I call him every 2 weeks. So hope that was helpful. Glad that was helpful, Monica, and I know that you're doing, like for instance, Monica, you're doing meditation, right? You opened up a meditation center. Don't charge people for the one-off session. I mean, you can as an entry-level way to get them in there, but focus on the packages. We have a great meditation studio out here. I forget what it's called now. I've been to a few of the different ones. We're in Santa Monica, so you know how it goes. We have a few of them out here, and they're always focusing on the packages. If you do sell entry-level one-off sessions, the move should always be to focus to get people into the package. And so you can have like a one-off session, but the one-off should be more expensive collectively than it would be to buy a package, right? So if you're charging $100 an hour, when you do a package that includes 5 sessions, it should be less than $100 an hour, but it should be encouraged that they buy the package because you're getting more money up front. And yeah, photography works the same way. Madeline, it works the same way. You can charge up front for a number of sessions. You can charge, you can do different packages depending on how many looks people want. There's different ways that you can shoot it. I know, for instance, when I was in the acting industry, they have like certain headshot packages. If you're a content creator in general, like let's say that you can do photo and video, you can charge for just photos, just video, or photo and video package. And now you have different packages and you sell them at different prices, right? And so that's a way of encouraging people to mix and match or to pay up front for things that they're gonna need anyway. And remember, act as the doctor and give people genuine advice on what they want, you know? Assess with the client what they need and prescribe to them like a doctor what they should buy, right? So if they're working with you and they're saying, hey, I want to develop content for my website, you know, you should be like, well, I can do photo and video, or photo or video, and honestly, you're gonna need X, Y, and Z for this website to look great, so here's what I'm recommending. They're coming to you as the trusted advisor, as the service provider, and you can offer them a recommendation that fits for them. So hopefully you align your packages with what your clients need. Yeah, Monica says, for my coaching, I've been doing one-offs, and it dawned on me to do the same thing with that. Yeah, exactly. Set up a program, you know, a program that has different levels, and that program could be like different levels of service. It could be different amounts of time with them. It could be different number of sessions. It could be a program with different results. One is for personal, one's for business. I mean, there's different ways you could set up the packages. You know, that's depending on what your clients you think they need the most. But having different options and then pricing based on package rather than individual one-offs is going to make it much more sustainable for you. You know. When I take someone through what it's like to work with me one-on-one, basically it's like there are 3 elements of it. In every coaching package that I work that I sell, you know, it has 3 elements: skills, accountability, and mentorship. The skills portion is what I'm going to teach you. The accountability piece is like how I'm going to help you to stay accountable to doing what you say you're going to do, and the mentorship component is how we're going to work together one-on-one. I usually bring people out to LA for a weekend and we work together privately, and then usually I introduce them to people in my network as we have gotten a closer relationship, and that's part of the mentorship as well. And so I always sell it as an entire package. I don't say, well, I'm going to work with you for 6 months and it'll be great. I'm like, okay, you're gonna get skills, you're gonna get accountability, and you're gonna get mentorship. Here's how the package works. Here's how over a period of 6 months it's going to develop. Here's what your intended result's gonna be. So that's how you sell it. You don't just sell it by saying, well, we'll work together for 6 months and it'll be great. You know, you create the transformation in their mind. You have a package that offers their biggest concerns, and then you address how that package is developed and sold as a product. Even if it is essentially still your time. You know, and this with coaching, it's even, especially if you're doing one-on-one coaching, you're never going to be able to completely productize yourself out of it because they are essentially still buying you. But especially with services that aren't about like one-on-one coaching, you know, especially if it's photography or fitness training or, you know, all these different things that can be actually custom or can be actually productized, there's a lot of opportunity there. So I encourage you to read Built to Sell by John Warrillow. Go on Amazon and buy it. One of my favorite books. I always recommend it to my clients, and it'll give you more information on that. Let's see. I'm glad you guys are liking this. Raul says light bulb moment. Yep. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. Hope you appreciated it. I'm going to be posting this on IGTV. I'm going to be posting this on YouTube and Facebook, so you guys can review this later. If you have any more questions about this, feel free to DM me. If you're watching this not on Instagram, I'm at Daniel D. Piazza. Feel free to DM me, and I'll love to give you some feedback on how you can productize your services better and how you can really get to that 10K per month. So remember, before we go, clear and validated offer. A way to deliver your service in a productized manner, and a way to get leads and retain clients. Those are the 3 things you need to make $10,000 a month selling a service. Hope this was useful for you. If you want to work with me and do this stuff, the real deal, one-on-one with me, you can DM me at Daniel D. Piazza, or you can go to alphamentorship.com/elite to learn more and apply there. That's all I got for you. Much love. I will be ending this live stream and immediately dry cleaning this poncho. Hope you enjoyed the chill hop, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Much love. Peace. And I'll end this